I'm a rock star. You're a rock star. We're all rock stars. I'm Roxanne. Welcome or welcome back if you are returning to Drinks on the Rocks. I want to give a shout out to my super rock stars also. My super rock stars. Those are the people that sub. Get it? SUB hyphen ER super rock stars. I'm having my coffee black right now. Just straight. No sugar, no cream. That's how I'm feeling. And I'm rarely feeling like that. I usually got loads of sugar, loads of cream in my coffee. But yeah, for some reason, my energy is depleted. So I'm just trying to get the job done. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get the job done. I ain't got time to be diluting shit right now. Okay. And that coffee is bitter, and I'm probably about to come off sounding bitter also. I hate to get into this, I really do, but I'm a messy channel, and I speak and say what I want. This is my channel. I do as I please, as long as it's within YouTube guidelines, okay? But I'm about to talk about Miss Treasie. That's right, Peach's mama. Peach's mammy. Miss Treasie. Peach's mammy. She ain't my mama, so I ain't gotta call her mama. I can call her mammy. She ain't my mama. Speaking of my mama, let me tell y'all this. My mama has been my backbone. My mama has helped me raise my own children. My mama never left us to foster care. My mama always made sure we was clean and fed and had a roof over our head. My mama has prayed with me. Prayers that I will never forget. My heart is just, I just got emotional when I said that. My mama has done for my grandchildren. Don't get me to crying, man. My mama has been there for her great-grandchildren. And the way I feel about my mama, also, on the flip side, is that my mama has been a very toxic individual in my life. That's right. I said it. It's time. It's time to talk about it. Publicly. Publicly, it's time to talk about it. I have nightmares where I am crying and begging my mother to hear my pain, to hear my issues with her, for her to hear how she hurt me, and all she could do is just keep cutting me up. Keep cutting me up. And I wake up stressed out. She the only one I have dreams about like that. Not my dad, who I have a great bond with and was barely there. That's probably why our bond is so great, because he was barely there. But when I am around him, there's nothing but love. Everything goes my way as far as when I'm talking and venting, and if I want to cuss him out, he just sit there and he listens and he takes it. He don't argue back. He just take it. He's always sweet and kind to me, and I feel like I'm a lot like him. So I understand kind of like, it's like I kind of understand why he wasn't there. I understand why he left my mom and got with another woman and left our family. He left my mom. Left us when I was like 3 years old, and I had a little brother who was like just born when my dad left. Now the story that was told to me is that he left and didn't come back. As I got older, the story just seemed to when other details came out, it sounds more like my mom put her foot down and wasn't going to continue to let my dad come back home after he had been like a stray dog out there rolling around with the fleas, playing in the dumpster. She wasn't going to let him come back home. My mama married my father, but she wasn't trying to be married to him for richer, for poor, for better or for worse. My mom just wanted to be married to my dad as long as he was perfect in her eyes. And that's her decision. I ain't mad at her, but I'm just saying the way I grew up thinking was that my dad just left, didn't want us, and never came back. And, you know, I did hear counted that he came back a couple times. Then my mama was like, she finally put her foot down and said he couldn't come back no more. My mom never said my dad hit her. It was no type of physical abuse. It was mainly like cheating and that he was a drug addict. But I can see that my dad loved my mom. I can see that my dad wanted to be the man that my mom wanted him to be, but that's not who my dad was. And it made my dad feel like insecure, inadequate, and he needed to go find a woman who was willing to be with him and continue to stick with him for richer, for poorer, for better, for worse. And my dad wound up being with this other woman for over 25 years. She recently passed away. She has 3 sons that are my brothers, my half-brothers, who I love dearly. And to be honest, I did have love for her also. But I couldn't show that. I wasn't allowed to show that. Or my mom would get cold. She could be warm as the sun or cold as ice, depending on how she was feeling and if we were in alignment with her or not. See, my mom feels like she was the perfect wife. My mom feels like she's the perfect woman. My mom feels like she's the perfect mother. That's how I feel. Like my mother feel like she is perfect. But I also have found out that my mom has held a lot of secrets. She's held a lot of secrets that would make her look less than perfect. Now, I'm not here to say that my mother, there's not hope for her. And there's always 2 sides to the story, and then there's the truth. My mother was raised the way she was raised, you know. I'm not here to say that I don't have any type of understanding of why she could be the way she is. It's parts that I think I could understand why she might be the way she is. Then there's parts I just don't understand at all. But I do know that me and my mother are 2 different, totally different, almost totally polar opposites. And my mother wanted me to be like her. Everything that she is, she wanted me to be. That's what my mother expected. And mind you, this is how I feel. Doesn't mean that it's true. It just means that this is how I feel. This is what I took away from it. By things that she say, by the way that she behaves, the way she always compared me to her as a mother, compared me to her as a woman. Like just constant comparison. Constant bragging on herself of what she's done for her children. My mother has always made me feel like, or let me say this. Being around my mother made me feel, being around her, being raised by her made me feel like a loser. Like I just couldn't get right. Like I just can't get right. Like I just couldn't get right. I'm not like her. I smoked cigarettes. I smoked weed. I hung out in the streets. I like to run the streets. I like to go out clubbing. What else? I like to wear skimpy clothes, revealing clothes. My mother was in a type of religion where she wanted to keep this image of modesty. But behind closed doors, my mom was some kind of freak. I ain't saying she was a hoe. She was a freak. She was doing her thing. That wasn't so, she was Jehovah's Witness. It wasn't so Jehovah's Witness-like. And it's just a lot that was going on that she think that it went past me. She think I didn't notice, but I seen it. As of right now, my mother has not talked to me in a whole year, and I've been trying to reach out to her. I feel like, here's my story, I feel like the reason we fell out is because she continuously belittles me. She belittles me to my face. She belittles me in front of my children. If I'm smoking weed, I get called a crackhead, for instance. I constantly get, oh, you smoking that stuff. Oh my God, when you come in my house, you constantly making it like, oh, like I can't relax I can't fire up a joint around my mom. My friends be looking at me like, you can't smoke cigarettes, you can't do nothing when your mom here, you like 40 years old. I wasn't gonna let this continue into my 50s. So the last time my mom was jerking her head and telling me, oh, I'm about to shut up on the issue because of something I didn't want her to be talking about. I didn't want her to be speaking negatively about a relative of mine. I was trying to keep it positive. And she was busy like jerking her head, how she get in her moods. And, oh, well, I'm going to, since I didn't agree with her, if I don't agree with her, I'm being disrespectful. Mind you, I was 50 years old. I'm in my own home. She's in my home. And she was like, well, I'm just going to shut up. And when my mama say, I'm just going to shut up, that means you shut up too. Conversation over. So I was kind of like mumbling to myself, and she started saying something. She started quoting the scriptures out the Bible. Like, a house divided will not stand, and it triggered me. Because I feel like all my life she was a hypocrite in her religion. Like, sometimes it was true, sometimes it was real, it was like real, but a lot of times she was a hypocrite, if you ask me. A lot of times I feel like she used the scriptures she twisted them for her own agenda. Like, my mom, I feel like she had love for me, and it was just me and my brother. I feel like she had, and my brother's still really close to her, but my brother will do anything my mama say he will. My mom pays my brother's way. Like, she takes care of him financially. She don't take care of me financially. Because I'm not about to kiss ass. I'm not about to just, I'm me. I'm Roxanne. And I'm proud of it. And I'm not about to be, you know what I'm saying? You call it stubborn. You call it disrespectful. Whatever. Anyway, when she say she's shutting up, that means I better shut up. And when I was just saying something like, because she had me shaking at this point, because I seen how she got rolling her head, and, oh, Roxanne, like, come on now. I can't keep going through this. I'm 50 years old. I'm growing gray hairs in my head. I'm a grandma myself. Like, I can't have my mama in here jerking her head and rolling around and saying, oh, Roxanne, all right, I'm shutting up. Making these exaggerated faces that she made. That I hate when she do that. She used to do that. My grandma used to do that. I'm like, just kind of mumbling to myself. And she like, a house divided will not stand. Now, in the past, I just let my mama just say her little stuff, keep running her mouth in the background, saying little stuff. Then if I say something, it's like, Roxanne, I'm not trying to argue with you. Roxanne, and I made to look like the villain. So this time I was just really polite. I said, Mom, are you being sarcastic? She said, what? I said, are you being sarcastic? She said, Roxanne, I said, if you're being sarcastic, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Now, instead of her saying, what are you talking about? Like she was confused. You asked me to leave? All I done for y'all, everything I sacrificed, your no good ass daddy left you. I had to struggle by myself with y'all. I did all this. You supposed to be thankful. You supposed to be forever kissing my. You supposed to forever kiss my. Well, all I done did for you. Y'all had clean clothes. Y'all had good food. I fed you nutritiously. Kept a roof over your head. Kept you stable. Didn't have no man sleeping over. Yeah. I was like, let me get up and leave. And she got up and she left. She zoomed down my house so fast she left her keys behind. I had to go give her keys. She couldn't even start the car, looking around, looking crazy, looking for her keys. Here go your keys. Here we go. I knew then too, like, my mama not gonna ever let me live this down. This can't just be her turning around and looking at me and saying, Roxanne, what are you talking about? So I could say, Mom, what did you mean by that? What do you mean? Why are you quoting that scripture? A house divided? Whose house is divided? What does that mean? Are you saying my house won't stand? Like, because you always used to use little scriptures to make it look like I was going to suffer in the end. You always said when I grow up, I would see how hard life was gonna be because of the type of person I am. Anytime kids got sick or anything, it was my fault. How I fed them, how I smoked around them or anything. But we was sickly too. My mama did smoke around us. She fed us good, but I had so many ailments, physical and mental. But I'm doing better now that I'm older. It's like the more I come away from my mom, to be honest, and the more I found spirituality, my own definition of Christ, my own special religion. That's where I'm improving. I'm getting healthy. I'm good. Like all the ailments that I used to suffer from is like starting to disappear. The more I come away from my mom, seems like. So we was sick too. We was messed up too, even though you did all this. And some of my kids are healthy, and sometimes they have health issues. Like my grandkids are super healthy, and I'm still the same as I was with my kids. My grandkids never get sick. But they're always under me. They're raised under me, and they're raised in spirituality. I'm deep into the magic of spirituality. That's far-fetched. That's a whole nother video. It's over a whole bunch of people's heads. But I'm into a different type of health. And it has to do with spirit, not physical. But anyway, my mama left and rolled off. And I tried to hit her up a couple times to ask her, like, what's up? Like, can we talk? Like, you want to come see the kids or whatever. But I think she's waiting on me to apologize and admit that I was wrong. And I don't feel like I was wrong. But I want us to talk. I wanted to see her, and my mama didn't come around me or my kids or my grandkids for a whole year. Just recently, like after me texting her every so often, like, you know what I'm saying, she was just always cold with the text. I don't call her because I don't want to get my feelings hurt. I'm not calling my mama to feel like she can make me feel intimidated. She can hurt me. Like she could cut me. I ain't trying to hear that. It's my mom. There ain't too many people that can hurt me, but it's just certain things as mother. Like I feel like mothers can be some of the biggest, most manipulative bullies. And it's because like the better the mother thinks she was for you and the more she did for you, the more manipulative and bullying it can be. Like, but I've reached out to my mom several times. I let her know my door was open, and she still won't come around me. She finally saw my grandkids because, like I said, I'm raising them. Their mother's trying to get on her feet. Their mother don't live too far from me. She just moved out of my house again and got her third place to live. She trying again to get stable. She keep having to come back home. She having issues. So my grandchildren were at my daughter's house, their mom's house, and that's where my mom went to visit. And I told my daughter, I said, next time you talk to my mom, if y'all can, I just, take up for me. Don't just sit there and let her say these things about me. Don't let her just, if y'all feel, don't make up stuff. Don't do it on my account. But that's how you really feel. You really feel like what she's saying is not quite accurate and it don't rest well with you. Speak up for your mom. Because there was a time when I stayed with my daughter. And we never had not one argument. I stayed with my daughter for a year. The same daughter that stayed with me, I stayed with her for a year during COVID. And in my household, a lot was going on. My gas and electric was cut off and stuff, and we had to shack up at her house. I was living with my daughter. I never once got into an argument with my daughter. Why? Because I used to remember, like, I don't ever want to treat my adult daughters disrespectfully in their own home. Even though my mom didn't help me pay my bills. She'll loan me money sometimes, but I have to pay her back. My daughters, I was just giving them money. Not saying my mama didn't give me a lump sum of money. 2 times she gave me a lump sum of money, totaling about $6,000. That's a lot of money from my mom. But then everything else was a loan. Now, I've also given my daughters about that amount, but they don't pay me back. And I'm not saying, my mom had got every right to want her money to be paid back. I ain't got nothing. That's not what this is about. I'm just saying, I paid, like, and then I was living with my daughter. Then times when I'm not living with her, I still give her money to help them. They get behind on their car notes. I still give it to my daughters. Sometimes they pay back, sometimes they don't. And I never argue with my daughter because I'm gonna respect you in your household. If I don't want to if I don't agree with what you're saying or whatever, I'm gonna get out of your house. I'm gonna leave. But in your house, I'm going to respect you. Now, if my daughter would have been like, Mama, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave because I'd be confused. Like, ask me to leave for what? Tyra, whoa, 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 whoa. Daughter, let's talk. Let's talk. What are you talking about? Because I would truly be confused.